Hello, this is Dr. Richard Fleming, and it is still Thursday, August 20th, 2020. Normally, I don't do two recordings in a day, but I thought I'd share the following event with you. I just received a telephone call from my 70-some-year-old sister who was quarantined yesterday because one of the people that she normally has coffee with had a positive PCR test, quarantining everybody in the rental unit. Now, about 2 weeks ago, my sister underwent a PCR test because she needed to have a test to look for Helicobacter pylori, and they wouldn't do the test unless she was cleared with a PCR negative result. No coughing, no sneezing, no temperature elevation, but she had to have a test prove that she didn't have something so she could have a medical procedure done to determine if she needed treatment for a medical problem unrelated to COVID-19. She missed today's follow-up appointment, and she was looking forward to it because the treatment worked for a period of time, but she's noted some return of symptoms, and she needed to see her doctor again for further follow-up evaluation and treatment. My sister was unable to get that appointment because she was in quarantine. Today, interestingly enough, the woman who had the positive PCR test yesterday had it repeated today, and the PCR test was negative. That woman was allowed to go see the surgeon who was going to look into her knee and do an arthroscopy to look to see what was wrong with the woman's knee, to see what type of treatment she needed. It turns out that the medical center that's doing these tests seems to be having some problems with their PCR tests. I think if you've been listening to my podcast, you realize that this is a test that you shouldn't be getting unless you're symptomatic. You shouldn't be getting it if you think you need a test. You shouldn't be getting it if the surgeon's going to look into your knee if you're not symptomatic. They shouldn't be testing kids in schools and then closing down schools because somebody comes in and has an elevated temperature. We have completely flipped medicine and society on its head. And the end result is misdiagnosis, people missing medical appointments, children missing school, people not being able to work, and no clue in the world what's going on.